Hey y'all, so here it is, November 10th. Tomorrow's Veterans Day, so shout out to all the active and retired military out there. My dad's one of them as well. Uh, Tomorrow night, well, late afternoon into the night, we get our first real freeze of the year. The temperature is dropping down into the mid to upper 20s, which is pretty cold for Texas. Or at least this part of Texas, anyway. Sorry, Panhandle. So, this is what's going on. First off, some of y'all might know a tornado came through Dallas several weeks ago, about 3 weeks now. Did some major damage. One place that was hit was a well known garden center that's been established for almost 70 years now. It was pretty much destroyed, but the area where the plants were survived, even though the main building was destroyed. So this weekend, Friday, Saturday, and today, Sunday, they had a survivor sale. Everything that survived the storm on sale for 50% off, some even less. So I went ahead and went to the sale, which was amazing. There was a line out the door an hour before they even opened. All the customers that were there were helping each other. There were a lot of volunteers. It was just amazing, everybody coming together to help this place and to give all these plants a good home before the freeze kills everything. It also is helping the place to raise a bunch of money by doing this so that they can eventually rebuild. So, this is a raspberry here. I had zero intention of getting plants. I was just going for pots and supplements and such. But I got a raspberry bush. So, yeah. I also got spinach. It's the red spinach here. Broccoli. More spinach, oregano. And in the house, at the grow station, I also have a few little cacti and succulents, which I am really starting to fall in love with. So here's a quick overview of what's going on before the freeze hits tomorrow. Everything is getting potted up. The radishes are doing amazing. There's the broccoli that I grew from seed. Here's the broccoli I got from the garden center. This little guy doesn't seem to understand that when it's trying to root in water, it's not supposed to flower, but it did, so it got moved into his pot today. Grew roots amazingly. If you want something that'll grow like wildfire, get you a ornamental sweet potato vine. Provided they don't freeze, you can't kill them. Just take cuttings, room in water, bring the cuttings in for the winter, and then you'll just regrow them next year. Great plants, do great in aquaponics and hydroponics too. So, strawberries, doing well. Unfortunately, I never got a chance to build a strawberry bed because things happened. So I'm going to be overwintering these strawberries. Those and these over here. They're going to get overwintered in the pots. If they produce runners, then I'll try to save some of those, but I'm hoping just to keep the main plants established themselves. We'll see what happens. Bell pepper, not done producing, and I really want to keep these. So this is going in the garage where it should stay warm enough to survive. Same thing with the jalapenos. This is covered in jalapenos that will be starting to ripen up and turn red in the next few days. I've already got one down here. I don't know how well you can see it. These leaves out of the way. But there's one just starting to turn red. So I want these to finish ripening up. So again, the jalapeno plants, both of them are going to go in the garage. Parsley, rosemary, a lot of this stuff out here is winter hardy, so they're either going to go in the greenhouse or the garage because it's Texas, and even though they're winter hardy, they're still in small pots, and it's still going to be a lot colder than any of them have ever had. Say bye-bye to these guys here. They're annuals. They were supposed to flower. They never flowered, except for that one over there by the Texas Star. It finally started flowering this week, but unfortunately, they are going to go bye-bye tomorrow night when the freeze hits. Here's the greenhouse. Not much to it. That's basil that's already starting to go. I'm actually going to snag a few cuttings off of it. I've saved seeds from it. It's a Thai basil, which I really like Asian food, so I'm saving the Thai basil cuttings, which is how I got these plants, because these grew from cuttings from the plant I had last year. So even though the parrot plants are not going to make it, it's just too cold even in here, I'll still have some. So I'll pull those out and make room for other stuff on their shelves. Peppermint will be fine. Marjoram, I'm going to have to look and see how hardy that is. It might have to go inside. Same with the sage. That's going to have to go inside for sure. They don't do well below 50 degrees. The greenhouse so far has been keeping everything at least 55, 60 or so. It's been really warm today. I mean, literally like 74 degrees, and yet it's going to go down to 25 degrees in 30 hours. Go figure. Unfortunately, there is just no way to save these. This is like a month away from getting ripe. This sucker decides to start flowering and putting out new stuff. It's just, there's nothing I can do. It's too late in the season. It's just not going to make it. So, unfortunately, all these peppers are going to go. These are all stuff I've grown from seed. I still have seeds, so it's not too bad. I'll just be growing more next year. They'll be fine. Marigolds, absolutely beautiful. It's just so sad that this is the last day I'll get to see these little beauties flowering like crazy. They have been amazing keeping the pests away. If you want to get pests out of your garden, use marigolds. Oh my, wow, they just work. They work. So, more peppermint. Onions. These are actually store-bought green onions that I bought for a recipe because I didn't have any myself. And these are the ones I didn't use. So I just planted them, and I'm chopping the tops and using them as needed, and they're growing very well. So you want some quick green onions? Get you a cheap bushel from the store and plant them. There you go. Tomato. Didn't do well in the summer. Doing absolutely amazing now. Big, lush, green. Yeah, say bye-bye to that. I knew it wasn't going to produce. There's just, our summer was just too hot, and winter has just come way too fast. I mean, normally our first frost isn't until late November. So, even though it's putting out lots of flowers, you can actually see a bit of yellow on the inside there, meaning it's got some iron deficiency. The soil is like pure clay, and the soil that it's in down there is just absolutely depleted because I couldn't get down there to amend it. So, lesson learned. I'll be growing them in actual beds. All this that you see, all these pots and everything, this is going to become a raised bed. All the way down, I'm going to build a big raised bed between 10 and 20 inches tall. So, they'll be doing it much better next year. These are my winter plants. This is buttercrunch lettuce, more broccoli. I'll probably just put these in the garage for a couple nights or into the greenhouse, and they'll be fine. This is a cold hardy plant. They do fine in Texas winters, except for 25 degrees. It's probably a little too cold for them in a container. If they were in the ground, I'd just put a glass or clear plastic over them and they'd be fine. Clear plastic bucket. You don't want to have plastic touching the leaves. More strawberries. This is the parrot plant from all those runners. It'll be fine. This is what they do. All the leaves will die off, but the roots will survive. It'll be just fine. It'll come back next year. Same thing with lantana. This is a 2-year-old lantana. It's going to set, squash beetle. Squish the squash beetle. You don't want squash beetles. They're bad. But yeah, this is a lantana. Flowering plant. Loves heat. Highly drought tolerant. Do great in Texas. It died down, and I thought it was completely dead, but I didn't do anything with it, and it came back bigger and healthier than it did the first year, so I know it'll be fine. All the leaves and branches will die off. It'll go straight down to the ground. Everything will die except for the roots itself, and then it'll come back. Cucumbers, already too late. We already had too much cold. They don't like cold. So yeah, that's everything that's going on. A few of the peppers, though, I'll come over here and show you real quick 2 more things. That's another pepper I'm saving. But there's one back over here. This is how I'm saving some of my peppers that I don't have seeds for. Cutting them down to almost nothing. Just chop them down and putting them in much smaller pots. They'll actually overwinter this way. I've done this with several so far. I mean, that one there is actually a 2-year-old. I saved it last year. And then finally, lemongrass. I just got done chopping the leaves all off. This thing was huge. and it is now getting harvested. I'm about to pull this out. It's going to have a massive, massive root ball. I will actually be growing these in 3 to 5 gallon buckets next year. I didn't realize how many roots they produced, but yeah, I'll be growing these again for sure. I already harvested the other container and saved some of the smaller ones, replanted them. So that's the update. Later.